Imagine controlling computers with your thoughts. But what happens when your brain chip runs out of power mid-thought? This is Neuralink's biggest unsolved challenge in 2026. Right, let's get straight to it. Picture this. Inside someone's head right now is a small glowing disc. It's no bigger than a coin. From this disc, impossibly thin threads, finer than a human hair, reach gently into the brain. These glowing threads are listening. They're decoding the very signals of thought itself. This isn't science fiction from some dusty paperback. This is Neuralink. And it is happening today, in 2026. The age of the brain-computer interface is no longer a distant dream on a whiteboard. It's a reality being implanted into human pioneers. The core idea is beautifully simple, yet breathtakingly ambitious. The N1 implant, as it's called, contains 1,024 electrodes, spread across 64 of those glowing threads. Their job is to tap into the electrical storm of the mind. For the 12 patients who had this device by late 2025, and the 20 who have it now, it's a lifeline. It allows individuals with paralysis to control computers, to type messages, to move a cursor on a screen, all with the power of their intention. It is a bridge between the silent world of the mind and the digital world we all inhabit. The stakes are getting higher. This year, 2026, is the year Elon Musk has targeted for a massive change. We are about to witness a shift from careful, one-off experiments to high-volume production. The surgical procedures are becoming almost entirely automated, a stark transition towards making this technology available at a commercial scale. This isn't just about helping a few people anymore. It's about a future where this technology could become a common medical device, with new versions like Blindsight aiming to restore vision for those who cannot see. It's a powerful rising tide of innovation. But every single one of these miraculous devices humming away inside someone's skull shares a fundamental, terrifying weakness. It's a problem so basic we face it every day with our phones, our laptops, our electric cars. The chip needs power, it has a battery, and that battery, sealed inside a person's head, needs to be charged. This simple, mundane fact opens up a Pandora's box of challenges, risks, and dangers that we are only just beginning to understand. The entire future of this technology hangs on this single critical point, keeping the lights on. Written by Benedict Cumberbatch. So how much juice does a thought-reading chip actually need? The battery inside the N1 implant is a small but mighty power pack. On a full charge, it provides about 8 to 10 hours of active use. That might sound like a decent amount of time, enough to get you through a standard workday. But think about it. What happens on a long day? What if you need it for 16 hours? The battery will die. Your connection to the digital world, your ability to communicate, your ability to control a device simply stops. It's like your phone dying, but the phone is part of you. To solve this, Neuralink uses a clever trick: wireless inductive charging. You don't need to plug a cable into your head, thank goodness. Instead, a small compact charger is placed on the outside of the head, right over the implant. It works just like the charging pad for your smartphone. It generates a magnetic field that passes harmlessly through the skin and skull, inducing an electrical current in a coil inside the implant. This current then tops up the battery. It's a neat, non-invasive solution, taking about 60 to 90 minutes for a full charge. This process sounds slick and futuristic, and it is. But it's also a delicate balancing act. The human brain is an incredibly sensitive organ, especially when it comes to temperature. It's a finely tuned biological machine that doesn't like getting hot. The process of transferring energy wirelessly inevitably generates some heat. Even a tiny increase in temperature, just a couple of degrees Celsius, could potentially damage the delicate neural tissue surrounding the implant. This is a hard limit, a red line that engineers cannot cross. The charging has to be safe. Because of this, the entire system is governed by a network of thermal sensors. These tiny watchmen constantly monitor the heat maps around the implant. If the temperature begins to climb towards that critical 2 degrees Celsius threshold, the charger automatically throttles back the power transfer. It slows things down to let the area cool off. This safety-first approach is absolutely necessary, but it highlights the core dilemma. To be useful, the chip needs power, but getting that power into it quickly and efficiently is a constant battle against the physics of heat. The heat problem is serious, but it's not the only ghost in this machine. When you're pushing power wirelessly through the body, you create more than just warmth. You create invisible ripples of energy. This is called electromagnetic interference, or EMI. The N1 implant has to do two jobs at once. It needs to receive power, and it needs to transmit incredibly faint, complex data from your brain signals. The powerful field used for charging can easily scramble the weak signals carrying your thoughts, like shouting over someone who is trying to whisper. This interference presents a massive challenge. If the data stream is disrupted, the device becomes unreliable. A cursor might stutter across the screen. A command to a robotic arm might be lost or misinterpreted. For a device that is meant to be a seamless extension of a person's will, unreliability is not just an annoyance, it's a fundamental failure. Engineers are working on sophisticated systems, like the new third-generation chargers with bidirectional communication, to manage the flow of both power and data simultaneously, ensuring one doesn't cripple the other. It's a high-wire act of electrical engineering. Then there is the long-term question of the battery itself. We all know that the rechargeable battery in our phone starts to fade after a few years. It holds less charge and needs to be topped up more often. The same exact principle applies to the battery sealed inside the N1 implant. Over time, its capacity will degrade, but you can't just pop down to the shop and get a new one fitted. Replacing a dead battery would mean another brain surgery, with all the associated risks, costs, and recovery time. That is a terrifying prospect. This makes the lifespan of the battery one of the most critical design factors. It has to last for many, many years. The stability of the implant is paramount. Early issues with the tiny threads retracting have reportedly been solved by implanting them deeper. But the battery remains a ticking clock. The entire device, the threads, the chip, the casing, is designed to be a permanent fixture. But if its power source is temporary, then the whole promise of a lasting solution begins to look worryingly fragile. The teams at Neuralink are not standing still. Other research institutions are not standing still. They are in a frantic race to solve this power puzzle. Before the technology goes mainstream, they are exploring radical, forward-thinking solutions: body heat harvesting, subtle kinetic capture, longer life batteries, and seamless always-on charging. This tech could merge minds with machines, but power limits remind us, true symbiosis needs balance between innovation and safety. Would you get a brain chip if charging was effortless? Before you go, subscribe to Epic Wisdom Bites. Bold, no fluff breakthroughs weekly.